creative friends, this is Joy. So I'm continuing to work in this junk journal glue book that I've created, and this is where I'm at so far. So I'm just showing you where I went through now and covered the largest pages and some of the smaller pages, but mostly I was trying to use the full-size magazine images to cover the biggest pages in this book. And I will put a link below to how I created this junk journal, and you can go back and see the first video where I showed you how I started the glue book by covering the largest pages with the full-size magazine images. So here I'm continuing now to where I'm taking smaller magazine images and covering the smaller pages and deciding what I want to put on those pages. And I really like this hamburger, so I decided to put it on this smaller page. And I'm just using a Yoo-Hoo glue stick to try to cover the page thoroughly. And as you can see, I put a piece of scrap paper behind the page so that I can get right to the edge. And then I cut off any excess. I use a craft knife for any excess in the crease, but I'm very careful because I don't want to cut, the pages themselves, or what's binding the page in the book, and cutting off any excess around this page from the magazine image that I added. And I'm not going to concern myself too much with the writing that's still remaining on this page, because I'll come back at a later time and do something with that. But again, I want to make sure that I've got all of the corners and all the edges glued down thoroughly so that it's adhered well. And so on this pocket, the other side of the pocket, I want to put something here. So I am deciding on what I want to put on this side of the pocket. And I really like this circus image, and I don't mind that it's going to be sideways, so I decided I'm going to glue that on that pocket. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm decided to glue that down on this side of this pocket. And again, I decided, I made this junk journal a while ago and didn't know what to do with it, and I don't really need another art journal or mixed media journal, so I decided, you know what, I got all these magazine images, that would probably make a good glue book. I've been wanting to do something with all these magazine images. I've been saving and hoarding, and this is the perfect project and opportunity to get these into a book and actually use this junk journal that I created for something. So here's an image that I thought would go really good in this flip out, but there is a fold in it, so you have to be, when you have an image go across the fold, you have to be aware of that. So I'm trying to glue this down and then take off any excess glue and then folding it to make sure that it folds and it doesn't bind. And then I cut off any excess from this particular page. And there's a little bit of extra space there to the left. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. For now, I'm just going to leave it and I'll figure something out later. I may go through and find another smaller image to add, or I don't know. I'm not decided at this point what to do with the rest of it, but I'll figure something out later. And here I'm just trying to, get it trimmed well. And then I need to decide what I'm going to do on the outside, and I like this garden scene. I thought it would work well on the outside, so that's what I decided to do on the outside, is put this garden scene down. And like I said, I did the first video is just showing you some examples and ways of covering the full pages. And this one is going through covering the smaller pages and adding smaller images. And I'm not going to go through and show you everything that I've done here because it took me a long time, a couple of days of working on it. But I thought I would just give you some examples of, you know, some of the ways that I covered these pages. And so if you decide to do a glue book yourself, then, you know, this might help you in figuring out how you want to go about it. I wanted to be able to quickly just put this thing together and not be spending like months on it or years on it. And again, use up a lot of these magazine images that I have in my stash. And so again, you know, this image is kind of going sideways. I'm not too concerned about that. So, and it's going over a fold, so I am just trying to glue it down and then fold it to make sure that I get a good crease. And I believe it was a little crooked. I was going to try to pull it up to adjust it, but it was already pretty well stuck. The Yoo-Hoo glue stick is like a permanent glue stick, so it does stick pretty well. And then here I just wanted to show you that if you have something that's on a thicker cardstock, and this actually was from card front, so it's a real thick, heavy-duty cardstock that this picture is on instead of a magazine image, then you might want to use like double-sided tape or glue, heavier glue, heavier than the glue stick. So that's what I wanted to show you here. So again, you know, end up turning my camera off and continuing to add images to try to continue to fill up this journal. And there's another video that I'll be posting after this where I go through and start covering like some of the tags and inserts in the pockets. So I hope you come back to see that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that you should use something heavier to glue those down. So I hope you come back and see the other videos. If you like this video, you can hit the like button. You can also subscribe to see more and do the notification to be notified. So I thank you for stopping by and watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.